Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. Today we're starting off up here at Mercedes AMG of Thousand Oaks, which I'm super stoked about. Why am I stoked about this? Well, because my friend Paul, who works up here, has invited me to come up and take the 2018 AMG GTR out for a drive. That's right, this bad boy right here. Now, you guys know typically we're showing modded and custom cars. We lean heavily on American muscle, but the truth is what we lean on is passion. What we lean on is stuff typically that goes fast and performs well.
I'm coming too.
That's right, Paul's coming in on this one. I'm a definite yes on taking this one for a drive and seeing what it's all about. And it's amazing to start here at the AMG facility. You know, there's not many of these in the world. There's a lot of Mercedes dealers, but there's very few of these AMG specific dealers. So we're gonna jump in and go for a drive. So hold on, man, because here we go. All right, you guys, you know Paul. We are going for a cruise right now in a 2018 Mercedes AMG GTR. Thanks to the guys here at Mercedes-Benz and AMG of Thousand Oaks, which is just cool, you know, definitely different for the channel, right? There's just some cool details on this car. Number one, I love that it's a front mid-engine car. When you guys see how far back the engine's pushed, it's actually behind the front axle, making it a true front mid-engine car. When you pop the hood, what it looks like is engine all the way up front, but that cover,
the
shroud really just kind of fakes you out. All that's under there is fluids and the intakes. But where the turbos are placed is really cool. Behind the engine, before the exhaust.
It's a new thing for Mercedes, right? It's the hot V, they call it.
The hot V. Woohoo! Like everything about this car is kind of pretty cool. Power to weight, I think, is really good on it. The stock setting of the car, the way it's rated straight from the factory, is 577 horsepower, 516 foot-pounds of torque, weighing in at 3,650 pounds, which, you know, it's good. It's not radical, but it's very balanced, you know? Yeah. It's almost a 50-50 balance from front to rear. The AMG guy was telling us it's about a 51 up front, 49 rear. So you're a slight bit heavier at the front of this car, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if you like to turn in and get a little rear end movement.
It makes some great noise. Just going slow like this, I hear a lot of mechanical noises. And it sounds like,
this car just sounds
like I was afraid it wasn't going to sound as good as the SLS because that has like that great V8.
For sure.
But, well, you know, turbos kind of muffle your noise.
Yeah.
But already I'm just hearing like drivetrain.
Thing just sounds good though, doesn't it?
It sounds great.
So let's see if Sport Plus.
Go wake up Westlake Village.
Ooh, it just woke up the exhaust. I see, so everything up on the screen here just changed. What, you hear that? That's Sport. Sport Plus, everything changes.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
And then let's go over here. There's a manual mode. Let's shift the car ourselves.
I could get used to
You can hear it's got that ignition kill, you know, like Porsche uses that blip of an ignition kill between shifts.
Oh, that's the thing. Nice burble. Yeah.
Snap, crackle, pop, baby.
That's it. That sounds great.
I mean, you know, when you think about it, now granted, big dollars, right? This car's, I think the one we're sitting in rates right around 200 grand-ish. I'm gonna say you guys could be a little bit higher, a little bit lower, somewhere in the $200,000 mark number. But right away you go, yeah, it's a bone stock car. The tone's right.
What you're getting for that money is pretty damn good. Like,
get a lot of car, dude. I mean, you're gonna lose a lot when you know, you buy this for 200 today. Tomorrow you sell it for what, $150 or something, maybe less.
But the complete package that you're buying, it's like, come on, you get on the Autobahn with this thing, just cruise.
It's rated at 197 miles an hour is what they say the top speed is. It's not active aero in the rear, but it is a full adjustable wing. I saw at max setting, it'll make around 110 pounds of downforce at the rear, which is, you know, obviously not radical, but it's going to give you more braking and more turn in, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I dig the whole interior package here. Very obviously, very AMG.
Yeah.
Yellow stitching, the carbon everywhere. The center console, I gotta admit, at first glance, it's friggin' gigantic.
It's huge. But that's because it's a midship kind of car where your engine is far behind the front axle, so you got your trans tunnel right here.
Yeah, for sure, man. But I actually like that you've got all this. And he was saying on the 2020 car, almost everything that's here is getting moved to access from the wheel.
Right.
Which, you know,
that's a big upgrade.
Ferrari's done for years, obviously, with their drive dial.
Yeah. Is that the shifter?
Oh, yeah.
It's such a tiny little thing.
Doop. You think that's tiny? You should see the one on the 918.
Oh, really? It's like
little
microscopic. Yeah, but like the wide body, the low slung coupe, like it's a hatchback even. It's kind of like practical at the same time, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's a fair amount of room when we pop that hatch.
Totally put your golf clubs in there.
Oh, easily, dude. The history that I've had with AMG cars is they're horrible to manually shift. There's always a pretty good delay there.
Yeah.
This is actually right there. It's not as quick as, I gotta admit, the shifting on a GT3 RS on a modern PDK system is,
right.
Wow, it's incredible.
This one's 7-speed, right?
7-speed, dual clutch trans, which the dual clutch is just cool. I wish my car had that. You know, I wish that was something they were working into cars like mine, but they make it a straight auto that you can paddle shift,
Right.
which is cool, but it doesn't have as near as an aggressive of a shift as this.
No. And you got so many more gears. You're shifting so much more. It'd be nice to kind of bang into gear faster.
For sure, definitely. One of the things I think is really cool, and I know it's not only this car that does it, but I think it's the only AMG car I've ever seen it on, is you guys will notice there's a bright yellow knob here. It's the only yellow knob in this car, which matches the belts and the stitching and the brake calipers quite well. What that yellow knob does is if you turn traction right here all the way off, you get a variable traction. You can adjust how much you want to let it slide out, and you can go all the way to the max where it's turned completely off, and this car, from what I understand, will become completely unglued on you.
Which is probably a ton of fun.
We will not be doing that. Yeah, that belongs to give it to power slide lovers, right?
Yeah,
Let
really.
them do their thing, or Chris Harris, turn him loose in it.
Yeah.
I've spent a fair amount of time in the SLS. This car feels radically different, I can tell you that much. You still got the crazy long nose, but it doesn't seem as dramatic as the SLS. This is a total touring car, you know. This is a car, the performance of it is very track focused, you know.
Yeah, it's got the dry sump oil.
Dry sump, so you're not going to be starving the engine for oil under heavy turns, heavy G-forces.
Yeah. Like, that's made to boogie, man. Like, let's do it.
And it does, dude. You know what? 0 to 60, 2.9 seconds. That's cooking.
Yeah.
That's moving. Did 100 miles an hour in just over 6 seconds. You know, fastest car on the planet? No. One of them? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's nice, huh?
It gives you a nice push in your seat too. Like,
It does. I felt it gave me a nice
Yeah.
little kick there. It's not launch mode, you guys, but we're gonna see. I'm sitting at, that's a healthy launch, 3,000 RPMs in first gear, 23 miles an hour. That's cooking.
It's not slow.
Oh, that's great, man. That got my heart pumping a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
This car has rear steering. The under 62 miles an hour, the rear steers opposite of the front end, which makes sense. But then over 62 miles per hour, the rear, I can't remember what the degree is, 1 point something degree of rear wheel turning in the same direction as your front wheels. So you're gonna get some, you know, some hardcore turn in, man. It's probably gonna, I would imagine it probably oversteers quickly on you. I tell you what, dude, I'm like effortlessly. I mean, not like we're going that fast, but I'm going 65, 66
it's like
miles an hour.
a fun clip. Like, it just goes good. Oh, damn, the burble.
All right, you guys, well, that's it for our cruise in this wonderful AMG GTR. I mean, I've driven a lot of AMG cars, and I gotta say, by far, this is my favorite one yet, as far as a bone stock one goes. It's got everything you want. It's got elegance, and it's got class, and it's got all the amenities that we want. It's got all the nice touches, the carbon, the everything. It's just a beautiful car. But on top of it, it seriously performs. I mean, it pulls hard. It's a 200 mile an hour car that goes 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds. This thing's an impressive car, man. Totally blown away. Hope you guys had a good time in this episode. I sure had a blast. As always, I gotta say thank you for hanging out and watching and supporting what we're up to. You know I truly do appreciate it. And I will see you in the next episode. All right, man. Later.